That Swain was definitely something that I really enjoyed. This is a very different look.
I don't know whether I like it as much.
I think I do. The lack of priority, or the priority that you're going to give up.
Oh my goodness,
we're
actually in. But this is the strategy, right?
Okay, hit me.
The first gamba is whether or not we get a swap bug, and the second one is for who's going to win. Once we're actually in-game, and it's not all sepia mode.
Grabbing his free back, as you point out. Kara's not even having to expand his flash cooldown there. Dread unable to connect his stun, and as a result, Kara's going to be mostly fine.
Grand entrance here as Effort. Battle dancing back. Vista taking a lot of damage here, though. That is Glacial Augment, of course, so not exactly the tankiest. And so Samdi and Vista are going to have to be a bit respectful as Ghost and Effort just having a great time as the Lovers duo here on the bottom side. The list is not high as BDD just going to throw down the ult. Great stun this time from Dread. Karis is going to flash. Oh, BDD does miss that one. Vision of Empire comes in. He sidesteps, but BDD will pick up first blood. See control vision down all over the place here for both teams. Dudu with a great Naba, but Canna, he's got Call of the Forge Guard. This is a 5v5. Let's see who's going to be able to take it. BDD flashes forward, massive AoE. The knock-up from the Ornn is fantastic as well, but there is still answering damage. It's just not enough on the side of Harmolife Esports. They went for the flip, and unfortunately it was Tails.
And BDD don't care. They're way too tanky. Look at this. Look at BDD's health bar!
Yeah, and all of the calls as well coming from BDD this whole time. Just really well orchestrated.
But yeah, he's a Ram, and his best friend is a goat. I want to talk about this very shortly, if somebody doesn't die here.
Well, Effort is just going to dive forward with the quickness. BDD grabs him. That is not the vision of the Empire that you were seeking there, Samdi.
Flash, and he went steel caps.
Yeah, and BDD's teleporting back in now, so he's off a fresh buy. Not entirely sure what he's actually collected for himself, though, as he's just frontlining. He can do this as Call of Forge Guard comes in. Not going to be able to get the return knockups, but it doesn't seem to matter. Dread's looking for the resets. BDD will go into that stopwatch that he purchased earlier, and then flashes away. Dudu finds nothing with the ultimate whatsoever. And Nongshim, yep, it's looking like they're just too far ahead, and it's only like 2,000 gold.
And this is Nongshim finally coming together.
Very, very cool. Anyway, let's see whether this is actually going to be a fight as the pullback comes through. BDD demonically ascends, and Samdi is the focus for him, but he's taking a fair bit of damage, still has that Zhonya's available as the pull once again comes through. Dudu has hit Mega, but still has to flash away. The Gnar is there, but then he is gone, and now BDD's flashing forward. He will be able to find that Kai'Sa that he was looking for, and remember guys, he still has Zhonya's. Ghost is flashing after Vista here, and he will be able to take him down, and Nongshim have full control of this game. That's an ace. That's going to be a free Baron, and that should be the end of this one. This is one tower away from a perfect game.
They got Herald as well, but man!
A tower and a Herald, yes. Just trying to, oh, okay. Ward goes over.
Standing there menacingly.
Yeah, BDD in the meantime is just going to take that inner turret. Going to try and look for some claws as there is the Call of the Forge God. Vista is just dead. Not an opportunity as Effort dashing around, has the extended battle dance there as well. It's the flash forward from Dread as he turns into Nautilus and just picks off on fleek. This is probably it, ladies and gentlemen, as Nongshim, this is probably the most dominant game of the season as far as just completely shutting out your opposition. It's not the fastest, but it just feels like Hanwha have absolutely nothing they can do.
Put a pin in that.
Right? Right? Right, guys?
As the bot side push continues.
Oh god, now I'm nervous.
Double super. No, they have double supers marching into the base. This is done and dusted.
Wow. Dread, let's see whether he can pick anyone off. Of course, he's seen. As now Canna is going to press that R button. There are a few knockups. Effort's going to be able to lock down Vista once again. Samdi having to deal with this massive Swain, who is just going to press his Zhonya's button and hang out in a Cyclone because he may as well. He can. This Swain is completely unkillable. Vision of Empire was there, so there's no way that that Gnar is getting out. And now a teleport from about 1.5 meters away. Another one as BDD also wants to press that summon a spell button. And now Nongshim are finally going to finish this game. But man, wasn't it dominant from this squad. It took us a while to get into it, but once we did, Nongshim had a demonstration to show us of supreme dominance. BDD once again having some fantastic games this week, and the Nexus will go down. Nongshim one up in the series. But yeah, this was not very close, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, 0-18-0 kind of tells the story for Harma Life Esports, and I think they're going to have to go back to one of their more experimental compositions, because this massively meta option that just sort of rolled over and died.
GP's
And,
yeah.
I almost wrote it down last time around. Thinking about Gwen instead, and he is going to go for the Gwen. So she escaped the ban phase as well, and we're going to do some snip-snips. Checking on the swaps right now, things pretty slow on the Hanwha side, which is worrying, to say the least. Well, all of Lolpark right now seem to be representing Nongshim.
Yeah.
As he flung it really far out.
Oh, that's a cheesy gank.
Yeah, Dread looking for it as Karis moves into Fog of War. But still now, I mean, he's going to walk so far.
That one blew my mind first
Yeah.
time I heard it, yeah.
That's a toughie. All right, Samdi taking a fair bit of damage. Dread is in position as well as F is just going to flash on top. Ghost trying to get this damage down as Dread is going to turn up. He wants to be able to get this kill on the center. And the pillar is placed beautifully. Grand entrance also as the flash in gets the chomp, and that is first blood going over to the Trundle. Right. And if he can get two, everything is going to be A-okay as, all right, Pistol Dive comes on him. Featherstorm comes out as okay. Devour on top of this Xayah. There are still minions. The flash has to come out, and Vista claims the kill with the help of the Dawning Shadow. Just punished for trying to get those plates. Trying to make sure that they are going to be able to lock down this Drake as Effort has pressed the quickness button. Hasn't quite found the target that he wants until right now. Samdi gonna have to try and deal with Dread now, but the Chaos Storm is going to be there. Dawning Shadow is going to shield him up, but they do manage to take down the center. Effort's gonna get flashed on by Onfleek, who does manage to get the Q off, but BDD has demonically ascended and is now looking to try and fight against the rest of Harma Life Esports. But he's gonna go down. Nowhere that he could go, didn't have his stopwatch completed, and this game looks completely different. But let's see whether Nongshim actually fight for this one. Last time around, didn't work out fantastically, but Canna has just teleported back top. Teleports are actually unleashed right here as Karis and Dudu are going to turn up together. Now the teleport in from BDD. He has Ghost at the ready as well as Canna has hopped over the wall. Shirley getting involved at the same time. Gravity field avoided for the Swain. He does have his demonic ascension, but he's in the back of the pit right now. The dive forward. Canna is going to be the first one to fall as BDD trying to get what he can done, but this time it looks so different. He can't even press the stopwatch button as Vista is so far forward. Another gravity field to come in for Karis, who is this time completely untouched in the back line. And Harma Life, they're proven that this comp does do stuff. And Dudu sort of just sees this whole situation. We'll see whether he can actually play this one out, as there is Anar. Gets a decent double stun as teleports are coming in absolutely everywhere. Canna having to get out of the area. Dudu's burning down, and Dread is going to pick up his third kill of the game. Great knock up onto Vista as this dive is working out very well. The other mini wave's going to come in at the same time. The interruption on the Abyssal dive is great. Nevermove comes through and Vista will die, but what are they losing in the meantime is the question, as there's an inhibitor turret under fire in the top lane. All right. Dudu going to get knocked up here, and once again, the Gnar is dead. Isolated deaths. What was that stat? It was not great for good old Dudu, was it? It's continuing to plague him here in this game. An Effort slinking around once again. Vision trying to be controlled as Effort's going to flash on forward, but misses everyone. And he's just going to die. BDD now presses his Zhonya's button, is trying to get some control here as he flashes out. Dudu is going to stay alive though, and the Swain is dead. Vista's diving on top of Ghost, and this fight is absolutely over. Dread nowhere that he can go, and Ghost is probably going to die, but no. Vista is going to let him live for now, but man, that was a whoopsie. So we're going to clear everything out. Dudu has a great Nabar right here. Teleport to come forward. 4 members of Nongshim will be in the area.
Please,
oh my god,
please.
he gets in! He's not going to be able to get the steal though, and now he's stuck in the pit. They'll trade it for Dudu, immediately subjugate. Almost keeps him alive for some crazy reason. As BDD back to the mid lane now, not going to look for any chase or anything like that. And now Canna is up towards that top side, trying to hold on to that wave where he can. The rest of Hanwha move over, and they're going to continue the job. As minions crash towards these Nexus turrets, it might be fight time as Canna dives onto Karis. On Fleek, going to just utilize his decoy to keep the damage away. Dudu now flashing forward. Can he get this one done? Dawning Shadow is massive. The 2-man Narbit effort is going to flash himself out of the way. BDD goes golden, but I think they can just wait this one out and take down the Swain. He lasts a lot longer than I think a lot of people would have expected as Dudu's burning down. He may die, but he's not going to. And Nongshim trying to hold on to this inhibitor if they can. Canna was in the mist. It does wear out of it. And this inhibitor will fall. Nongshim not looking to go down without a fight, but they did lose that one. As effort is down extraordinarily low already.
No, you can't do this.
Well, they're trying to get into the back of this pit. They want to deny the soul as BDD's fighting Dudu. The Nabar once again, fantastic position. As Ghost dealing with a Chaos Storm now. The Demonic Ascension comes in. Dread is focused on the Dragon, and Ghost is just dead. He does manage to secure the Drake, but I don't know whether they can win the fight after this one. BDD's doing the best that he can, but he will fall down. Effort also going to be taken out as OnFleek now feels that he can fight against Dread because Vista is there alongside him. Warrior Trickster to come forward, and Dread's just being toyed with. That is going to be the ace, and that will be the game. Hanwha Life will bring us to 3.
It's the Hanwha Life Game 2 bounce back.
There it
they
is.
They did it before against DRX. They're doing it again right here. Some pivotal adaptations in terms of draft. And as a result, Hanwha Life going to bring us to a Game 3. Incredible. After that first game where they almost got perfect games.
Yeah, very impressive stuff here. They'll take down the Nexus. 1-1 in the series. Hanwha Life, they were basically absent for Game 1. They definitely turned up here for Game number 2.
Is way too strong as Karis and OnFleek, we called them in the past often the engine for Hanwha Life. One of the main reasons they were able to get as many wins in spring as they did.
Wow, one of our few Jax players here in the LCK, and he's going to pick it up into the Gwen. All right, Nongshim, show us exactly why you decided to run it back so pretty completely. Against this form of Hanwha Life esports that just have great picks everywhere, and then the classic Jax counter in the top lane that has only gotten better since the nerf to Gwen. I guess they are on the other side of Lol Park for us, so it did sound a lot quieter, but wow.
That's where he came up.
Oh, really? So that was sort of the beginnings.
It was.
Very, very cool. I liked him in that movie where he was like young again. I don't know. Anyway, Dread's going to come through for a gank. Misses the stun. And Dudu's going to walk casually towards his turret as the counterplay. Worked out very well.
And if they do and Dread gets going, then it's great. Otherwise, they can run into some troubles.
Yeah, well, Dread looking to try and lock this one down. Great cage. Make sure that OnFleek cannot move any further forward. As BDD now just going to be divided towards the rest of the team. That handshake absolutely beautiful as well. As BDD just going to have to try and walk it out. It's not going to work though. First blood goes over to the Renata as Dudu might also be falling. Effort, what the heck was that? But it doesn't matter. He's going to be able to pick up the kill. It wasn't madness. It was genius. Oh, that could be cool. Yeah, just get more brushes. It's very pretty.
Ward plays just before. And that is a long scoop. Yeah. That's I'm really craving some ice cream, and it's a hot summer's day, and I haven't eaten in a while type of scoop. Unfortunately for BDD, unless you go for the flash there, and then you might die on a subsequent gank, that there isn't any way that this works out, as Dudu crucially overstepping here, and then almost gets out. But fortunately, Effort is able to get enough damage down.
Cast a creep, hanging out there, goes deals with it. Cage goes down once again. Another great little stun onto OnFleek, but he was at least invisible in that moment. Now, first Infernal Drake and Soul Point for Nongshim on the line here. Let's see how their team fighting is going to go this time around. Effort spotted on a ward. And Hummerlife have been so good at reading Effort's plans. So far this series, especially since the start of Game 2. Cage comes in, avoided entirely here by Hanwha, and now it's possibly their opportunity. Try and get something done. Dread. Vision available. As now Canna dives on forward. OnFleek getting in there with the Cyclone. Ghost has to Featherstorm. Can he actually call the Blades? And the answer is yes, but the Viger is already dead. Effort lights him on fire, but Vista gets the shield and he will be all right. Dread secures the Drake. So I guess there's that, but the rest of Nongshim will be torn apart. And only the Viego is left standing. The Baron not going to be so lucky.
And I respect the call to keep going for team fights, but then you actually...
Another hostile takeover, just going to zone them away from this inner turret. Samdi does a lot of work here, but this one minion is going to get taken down. Man, Vista has had such a good day today. His Renata also looking absolutely fantastic. Karis comes on over, tidies up that turret very comfortably. Spotted on that ward though. Samdi taking a little bit of damage here as Canna is found OnFleek. Does get over the wall as the decoy comes in. Dread's going to secure it. Manages to lock down the Infernal Drake, but BDD is going to go down once again. Nongshim trying to escape now. As in goes Karis and looks for it. The Emperor's Device delayed, but it's still massive. A double kill for Samdi. Ghost is running for the hills. And yeah, congratulations on your soul. You're still probably going to lose the game.
No teleport available though. They're all running towards the mid wave. 20 seconds.
They like get to keep hitting, right?
That's just going to be Nash, isn't it?
Yeah, looks like there's just not much that Nongshim can do. Great handshake there. As Vista's just going to keep them away. Hostile takeover is going to get out the grand entrance, and that means that can't be used for anything else, as Dudu is actually going to take a lot of damage here. Featherstorm comes down, holds onto that choke quite nicely. Samdi taking a lot of damage as Effort's trying to chase after Samdi. They do take down Dudu, and Samdi's on vision, but they've still got the Baron. They only lose one. And let's see whether Nongshim can get on top of this Elder. Their Dragon control has definitely been good this game. As OnFleek once again, he escapes the cage, but still takes a lot of damage, and now that flash is on cooldown.
Needs to get a Grom.
Yeah, Effort's going to spot him out, so we'll spot that he's there, trying to secure this Grom. Dread
back up
in the mist, but it is going to be the Wukong locking that one down. But now he has to wrap back around again. Yeah, can they burst it and get that smite in there? Dread, make up your mind. Nongshim, make up your mind. As Karis has to shift some sands to get himself out, as no one wants to make the mistake to end this game on either side. As the Elder's getting very frustrated, in the end decides that she just wants to go back to sleep. As Moonlight Vigil, yep, spots the gap there. Was looking for the wardrobe heading towards Narnia. Dissipates on its way there, but now the Elder is once again down relatively low. Hostile takeover is not going to find Dread as he flashes to get himself out of the way. Dudu wants to find him. Heartbreaker gets back into the pit and secures the Elder, and this is game for Nongshim. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. Oh my, Dread looked so silly until he was an absolute mechanical genius.
I think I'm going to vote for the 0-1-0
Viego. 100%. Give him the vote.
Baby.
That was the one play, and all the smites. Otherwise, that would have been a fight for a random Infernal Drake. Chronicler. Oh my god, Karis is trying to do what he can, but the Dragon's Wrath will not be stopped. And that is the ace. It's now a 1-1-0 Viego Chronicler, all right? Oh my goodness, what a series. Nongshim will manage to right the ship in the end, but do they really?
You earned your POG,
hey,
Dread.
But what about damage to dragons? You have that stat, LCK?
Okay, hear me out. Is this going to be the lowest damage done POG ever?
Oh my god, I hope so.
요즘 레드버스 BDD 선수들은 Thank you very much, guys. This is season for the POG interview translation joined by Nongshim's PDD and Dread after a victory. A great comeback win. How do you feel? You guys are now on a 2-match winning streak. It was a very difficult one, but in the end, we won, so I'm so relieved. Well, I was happy that we were able to actually pick up a clean victory in game number 1, but it's a bummer that we were not able to keep that form until the end of the series, and it was really wonky. And Dread, you got your first POG, how do you feel? I personally feel like my form right now is really bad, so I really have to work harder. And BDD, you played Swain into Face Rush, Victor. Well, how did you feel about that matchup? Well, to be honest, I didn't have a lot of information or data about that Victor. So, but I still have some, good information and memories about playing Swain because I thought they are actually really good at playing around their own Swain in the mid lane. So we wanted to take that away from them. In game number 1, we had 3 target bans towards the mid lane. And then we had a little bit of a different strategy for game 2. Tell us about the blind pick Swain. Well, watching Hana Life Esports play, we could figure out that they actually do a lot of mid lane cards removal with that ban cards in the first phase, and then go for the first pick or blind pick mid lane picks. And BDD, I want to hear how you feel about Swain pick right now. I think Swain was really popular, or is really popular in the LPL, but not in LCK. But I still think that this is a really good pick, as long as you can have a lot of fights. Exactly. It's really popular in the LPL, but why not in LCK? I think it's mostly about the playstyle because LPL, they have a lot of skirmish early on, whereas LCK tries to extend their laning phase. Then what did you guys kind of talk about after losing game 2? So we didn't really have a lot of experience with Swain, but we were able to have a perfect win on Swain in game number 1. So we thought like Swain is a perfect card right now. So we were a little bit afraid that the opponents might just bend that away. So we were rushing with that Swain blind pick, but we kind of realized after losing game 2, that's not the way we should play. And then we saw Rakan first pick on the blue side. Tell us about the strategy. Effort has been doing a great job in scrims on Rakan, so we wanted to give him a go. However, game 3 was really hard, There were a lot of ups and downs, but still you guys are able to take the Drake. So how confident were you that you guys could come back and get the victory? So we got the soul, so we were like, well, if we can actually get the Elder, we will be able to close out the game. So we were just waiting until the time was right. What about you, BDD? I thought we had like 10% chance of turning the game around, but we got lucky. And Nongshim Radforce managed to pull that 10% possibility off. And Dread, we had 2 stills from you, especially in game 3 where we had a lot of fights around the Drake. Were you confident that you were going to win the Smite fight? I think the Smite fight is not about the confidence, It's like more about your instinct. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes you fail. It's a hit or miss. Then how did the Nongshim players react after you stole that Elder? Well, the moment when I had the Drake still, we already lost the team fight, so no one was like having fun. No one was like having a good time. We were like, it's a relief. I thought the game was about to end, to be honest. So I was like, what happened? What happened? And then I realized the game was not over yet, so I was like, we got one more chance. And Dread, right before you guys are able to take down the Nexus, your KDA was 0-1-0, and your damage was not that high either. But still, with that Elder, still Nongshim was able to win the game. So did you have the confidence that you're gonna win the POG in the end? Like, I only got one kill participation with the kill on Azir in the end, and I knew I was gonna have very low damage dealt to champion, but I'm pretty amazed that I was able to get the POG. It was a very close series, but you guys are able to push through and get the victory. And your next opponent is the undefeated team Gen.G. I think today's performance was definitely not ideal, so we will do our best in order to improve and come back stronger. And Dread, it's gonna be a very hard one, but I think we're just going to do our best for the prep and do our best on stage as well. And that will be the end of the interview, and back to the carpet space. Thank you.